that instead of it being a perk. So whereas body armor is just actually nuts, so there's that. I still think that I shouldn't be able to heal because I'm not choosing stim pack, so there's that. I do like the change to make the guns have some bullet travel time. They did that for black. They did that for the sole purpose of blackout, I'm sure. But overall, I think it's a good change. Oh, this guy's right here. Alright, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the COD 4 beta, and I wanted to do it on the new map that they added during the Saturday days, which is basically the open beta day, the official open beta day for PC. Let's talk about how good or not good this beta is. We're gonna go ahead and use the vapor thingamabobber here. We're just gonna go ahead and see. Just wanted to talk about mostly the game itself, how it plays on PC, and overall the game itself as well, just the entirety of the game, really. So let's talk about the actual like optimization and stuff. So really, getting right into it, optimization seems good. Optimization seems pretty decent. It's not the best, and it's not the best really, but it's not the worst COD port we've had, TBH. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I mean, really, it's just a quick overview. If I had to rate it, I'd give it, I think I'd give it like a, wow, brother, you're annoying as AF. What are you, a Fortnite player? Anyway, I think I'd give it a, ooh, the Saga 9mm. Oops, feels bad. Sorry guys, I'm just playing at the same time, live com, you know, live com things. But either way, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10, which may seem a little low, but considering what I'd give the other CODs in their series for PC recently, it's actually really good. So an 8 out of 10, not bad overall. Just for optimization, and in terms of options though, oh my gosh, there's so many good options, so many options in general. I'd give the options a little bit higher, like a 9 out of 10. There's just so many good options that they added in the beta, just so much things that you can actually go ahead and change, and really that's really a good thing. So again, I'm just giving it a little bit higher, like I'd say like a 9.5. I feel like there's some options still missing, and I know this is a beta, so they might still be able to add them in there, and that's really good. So right now it is pretty much almost there. It's got some things that other games don't, even in the beta, but then it's still missing to some things that games do have, that other games do have. So pretty nice there. Let's see what else is there to talk about. The actual gameplay, let's go ahead and talk about the actual gameplay. So the actual gameplay, a lot of people are comparing it to, I've heard lots of comparisons. One of them that I heard was like a Rainbow Six Siege mixed with Call of Duty, and I don't know if that's a pretty accurate comparison. I don't think that's probably the best comparison I'd make, but it's definitely a decent comparison. Basically, I think the reason they say that is because Rainbow is such a tactical game, and this COD is really that pretty good tactically wise. So it's very tactical in terms of micromanaging things, and it's a little bit harder to rush effectively if the enemy team has some bit of idea of what they're doing, because you're gonna have to go ahead and manage healing on top of reloading and things like that. So they added more things to manage, making it so that you can play a little bit more tactically, and if you are playing more tactically, you are getting a little bit more of an advantage over other people that are not. See, like right now, I need to heal, reload. I'm gonna just back off completely, wait it out. Knew that guy was coming there. This guy right here, because that guy started chasing me. Run over here, run into cover, hit the reload again. Oh, this guy right there, I think. Yep, there was. Oof, that's awkward there. Let's go ahead and heal. I really like to switch to 150 HP over 100. I like that. I know a lot of people don't. That's their personal opinion. They like the game being super insta-kill, and that's fine. I mean, that's how they want to play the game. I do like that it's just a little bit longer for the TTK. Some people are saying it's Destiny-wise, and I don't like that. Like, it does feel Destiny-wise from time to time, and that's really the bad parts. That's really a bad thing. If you guys don't know, that's why Destiny is not really very appealing to a lot of people, because the TDK is so high and the team firing is just nutty. Maps are pretty good, I feel like. They're really small, so it does bring that hectic thing in there. Even they're trying to be tactical, I guess, but it brings that hecticness in there. So you know, it's kind of a balance there, where in one way they're trying to be tactical, the other way they're still trying to be the good old Call of Duty everybody likes, being super hectic and things like that. So I guess they just have to try to find a good balance there. So far they're not doing a terrible job. However, they could be doing a little bit better job of that as well. So let's get into the bad things about gameplay that I don't like. Healing. Okay, so one of the big things about healing is I don't think you should be able to heal if you don't have the stim pack. That's my opinion. Okay, it's probably super unpopular. I know that for sure, but that's what I think. You should not be able to heal without the stim pack, guys. Being able to have armor and still heal is pretty freaking nuts. I thought that's what they did and made it so that if you have armor, or if you have something other than the stim pack, you would not be able to heal. That's what I thought the game was, but unfortunately I was wrong. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit him with the tactics here and just completely miss everything else, but that's pretty alright. As you can see there, I went ahead and did something a little bit more unconventional, hit him with a little bit more tactical thing, and I came out on top because of it. It's pretty nice. I like this little red thing that they got going on for everybody. Lets people, sometimes they do blend into the maps. That's still a thing. So that little red thing behind everybody or in front of everybody, little red dot thing, is pretty nice. I like that. That's one of the complaints people had about Battlefield, is that people blend into the maps way too well. So they found a way to stop that. Let's go ahead and panic this guy. Excuse me, tactical this guy. Just kidding, but yeah. And yeah, gun balance wise, I feel like they could do a little bit better for gun balances. But it's a beta. What are you gonna do? That's what the first purpose of the beta is for. See what works, what doesn't, what needs to be balanced, what needs to be changed for a day one patch. Oof, feels bad, guys. That's gonna be mode. I feel like control goes by a little bit too fast as well, but that could be a good thing. I mean, fast games, you know, but it's just a really interesting mode that can go one way or the other. Gun balance definitely needs to be tweaked a lot, I think, before the full game releases. Some things just seem a way too good, whereas others do not. Let's see if we can get that same map again. Armor. This is one that everybody's been talking about. Body armor. You can heal and have body armor, and AP rounds currently in the beta are not on every weapon. Currently in the beta, you can get armor from the very start, where AP rounds, the only thing that you can get AP rounds on the start is the MX9. And that's still not at the very start. I think you need to be level 3 for AP rounds, and that's the fastest thing you can get AP rounds with. So really, that's nuts. They should not have that as a thing. To be able to have something that's so powerful, and the only way to counter it, you cannot get at the start. I think that's pretty broken, and they need to find a way around that, or just completely take off armor. Stim shot. I like it. I feel like feel that it needs to be the only thing in that allows you to heal. That way I feel like it'd be a little bit more balanced and a little bit better, but that's just me, you know. Specialists feel somewhat balanced. I mean, really the abilities, of course, like your main ability is just super broken as always. It takes a long time to charge though, so I guess that's the way of balancing it. Some of them feel super broken, some of them don't. Ajax's feels pretty broken. Ruin really is just a 1v1 panic situation, like the good old Titan Smash still, so there's that. Ruin's always been that, so it doesn't really surprise me. What else is there? Nothing too much else. I mean, the game looks great. Game runs pretty decently. You have pretty decent hardware as well. Like I'm like on medium-ish high settings, and if you look at my frames, they're pretty good. They do dip pretty decently though. So yeah. Balance on certain maps and modes. This map mode combo is not the best at all. Now I am running ComSec, so my streaks do take less time. But I don't get insta heals or fast heals. I gotta wait longer for my heals and things like that, so there's the trade-off there. And I like that you can still run it's basically just a perk, and they added it to that instead of it being a perk. So whereas body armor is just actually nuts, so there's that. I still think that I shouldn't be able to heal because I'm not choosing stim pack, so there's that. I do like the change to make the guns have some bullet travel time. They did that for black. They did that for the sole purpose of blackout, I'm sure. But overall, I think it's a good change. Oh, this guy's right here. Wow. That's pretty nuts. This game mode is, again, can get pretty nutty. I mean, we're just spawn trapping at this point with this cordite here. So it can get pretty nutty. So they are taking B. They were able to spawn behind us, so congrats. I mean, that was our fault, really. We just ran at them, so that was really our fault. We went ahead and grabbed a chopper, and as you can see, that was pretty easy. The skill gap seems to be like a normal Call of Duty. You have your players that are pretty up there, pretty mid-high tier. And then your players that are super low, and there's nothing really in the middle there. There's no one really in the middle there. And then you have the GB players. But I mean, I think that the GB players are gonna have a ball with this one, because it's a really fun tactical game, really. I think if you play this game tactically, you're gonna have fun if you're not just bum rushing the entire time, you know. You're gonna have a ball. But yeah, I mean, really, for a beta, it's an okay beta. It's a decent COD so far. I'm not really hating on it. Nothing really too much to hate on this COD, TBH, but nothing too much to love. I think I was streaming the other day, and oh my gosh, 9bang is a little bit too good if it doesn't let me do anything there. Like, really, I couldn't do anything because I was 9banged. So, and that ability is on cooldown semi quickly. I've gotten 9banged pretty decently a lot of the times in one life, in fact. So it's pretty decent. Very decently fast. So like it's on the cooldown as the Ruin, or a little bit like lower, a little bit lower than the Ruin, but still pretty fast. But yeah, you can do some pretty nutty things in the beta so far. Team fires are nuts still. Like, it's super hard to go up against. It's kind of like Destiny. So there's that. Shouldn't have called that in. And yeah, the game modes, the new game modes are fun. They're fun, they're fast. Counter-Strike game mode, basically super fun. I like it. It's an okay time for beta, but the biggest the biggest downside to the whole game is that $60 premium price point, as well as the extra 30 or 40 or however much they charge for that battle pass, that Black Ops pass. I think the total, I think it's another $60, so I think the total for it is $160. $160 price tag for this game. In my opinion, that is too much for the game. It's somewhat innovative, not really. I mean, for a Call of Duty game, it's innovative. If this was, like I said, like I said in my other stream, when I was streaming this the other day, in like the freaking middle of the morning, if any other game had come out and done these things, if this was another game, people would be absolutely praising the crap out of it. There'd be non-stop praise for the game. But because it's a Call of Duty game, it's just gonna get hate over and over and over again. So I do think the couldn't have won that there. Could not have won that gunfight there. But yeah, those are the biggest things. That huge price point, where other games, where literally one of the main competitors, Battlefield, is doing $60 and you get everything. So, and then on top of that, you have other games like you have Iron Sight, which I feel like once they balance Iron Sight, it's gonna be a lot better. Once they balance Iron Sight a little bit more, once they get the netcode more, it's gonna be a way better modern shooter than this game was going to be. So if they're able to get Iron Sight on console as well, then that's going to be pretty much a better game as well. But other than that, that's about it. So those are my thoughts on the beta, really, and on the game. Really good PC Call of Duty, really good PC Call of Duty, like probably one of the best PC Call of Duties we've had, but mediocre at best. For just the normal, just being a game, especially for the price tag, it even goes down lower.